Hello, good evening, and welcome back to the second round of Modi's sumo contest. I guess that's what we're gonna call it. I don't know. It's a better title than that, probably. I had time to think about it. I don't know why I didn't come up with a better title than that. This is a viewer-submitted contest. I put out a call a few days ago for viewers to submit their designs for drones. We had a couple of rules set up. You need to have less than 150 pieces total. You can only use up to 20 of the large thrusters. You can use as many other kinds of thrusters as you wanted to, but only of the 20 large normal thrusters, because those get a little too easy if you have more than that. And then you had to use springs in some way. Those are the three main rules. Magnets were optional, but I did want you to include magnets as a tiebreaker if you could. If you don't have to, it's kind of optional then. Anyways, you guys did not disappoint. I wanted to run this as a pure round robin originally in the original video when I called out for entries here. And then I did not anticipate getting 12 whole entries into the contest. So now we have a larger group, and doing a full round robin just isn't feasible. So I had to make some format changes here. I did some testing and playing around off camera here. But what I came up with is we're doing kind of a World Cup now. So this has now become the Modi's Sumo World Cup. There's an even grander title to it. What we're gonna be doing is we have 3 pools of round robin preliminary round. We'll have each pool face off against each person in that same pool, and then we'll eliminate some people out of that. We're gonna eliminate 4 out of the preliminary people, and then we're gonna move to an 8-man bracket after that. And we'll get into more of that stuff later here. But I think right now we should just get into the action here. Let's start up with the first pool here. I'll just name everybody off here. First pool, pool 1 is going to be MC Boy 04, Light, ISHIMINE, Correlatus. Pool 2 is going to be JUSTKING, Legionite, Trimble, and Electric Super K. And pool 3 is going to be Silent Storm, Drag, Leo, and Hermias. These guys had ship names and that kind of thing. Unfortunately, in order to keep everything straight in my mind and simplify the commentary and every thought about the situation here, I had to rename everybody as their own name. Hope you guys don't mind too much. I can kind of pull in some of that data though from what I've written down as the original names you guys had for some of these. They're pretty great actually. So for pool 1, match 1, we have Correlatus versus MC Boy 04. Now these preliminary matches are going to be one and done, single round. Keep it moving. We're going to do 1 match and 1 out. So build it up as much as you can with this. It's going to be a fight, and it's going to be over pretty quickly for each of these rounds here. But that'll get us to the more interesting fights later on here, I think. So anyways, beginning right, match 1 here, Correlatus versus MC Boy 04. Let's see what they got. Here we go. First match, it looks like Correlatus busts off there. MC Boy pushes through and pushes himself straight out of the ring. Didn't take much effort from Correlatus there, but the multi-part design there I think works nicely. All right, so Correlatus wins that first round. That is 1 win for Correlatus and 1 loss for MC Boy 04. Let's get the next 2 combatants in, and we'll continue with match 2. Next up, we have Correlatus once again from the left-hand side against ISHIMINE. ISHIMINE is a very lightweight design. I'm interested to see how this performs here. It looks like it has these split off here, and then a split back here. Looks like this might just be standing by itself at the end of this. We'll see how that fares here. I'm interested to see how it does against Correlatus here. Let's get it going. All right, so it looks like the drone brain just heads off to the outside here. Now Correlatus is spinning around here. Oh, Correlatus is pushed up on its own stuff. Is that Correlatus' own stuff that just pushed her out? Oh my god. It's him or her, I don't know, but they got pushed out, I think, by their own. Yeah, that looks like their own rockets there. Oh, hoisted on your own petard. That's what happens sometimes. All right, next battle. I'll get the next combatants in. Next up, we have MC Boy 04 again, and this time facing off against ISHIMINE. So we've seen both these combatants once before. This is a very interesting lightweight design. I hope this could potentially, depending on the combatant, this could go pretty far here in the competition. All right, let's see how MC Boy 04 does against ISHIMINE. All right, here we go. And ISHIMINE dodges to the outside. Oh, but gets pushed out by an explosion. MC Boy pushes through, actually wins that one. So far, everyone has 1 win and 1 loss with the arena right now. This first pool is shaping up to be quite interesting. Quite a tight finish here so far. Next up, we have MC Boy 04 and Light facing off. This will be MC Boy 04's final match of the pool, and Light is our first look at Light's ship here. Light's ship was originally called the Magnetro, and it is a lot of magnets on the front of this thing. It looks like a magnetic ram is going to pop out, and that could be pretty deadly. Let's get a go on this match. All right, MC Boy and Light facing off. Oh, big explosion, and MC Boy is forced to the outside by the chaos. but that magnet did its job there. I think the force from MC Boy 04 really hit it hard there, and that explosion really sent him off course there. So Light takes home that win there, and MC Boy has his second loss of the round. Next up, we have ISHIMINE on the left once more here, and our second look at Light on the right. Let's see how this one shapes up with ISHIMINE's lightweight design versus Light's gigantic magnetic ram. So, ISHIMINE gets caught up with the drone ray, did not get to the top fast enough, and just got sucked in by all those magnets. Well done, Light, over in just 1.3 seconds there, roughly. Oh my god, that's a quick one. Holy cow. All right, let's get in the next battle here. All right, so for the final round, we have Light versus Coriolis, and Light is getting his first trance on the left-hand side, and Coriolis is on the right once more here. Let's see how it goes. Coriolis says it's a multi-part design. We'll see if they can get back out. Oh, he hung on just barely. Oh, but Coriolis is getting pulled out by the magnets at the very end there. Oh my god, big explosions, big chaos there. Lots of cool stuff going on. All right, so that is going to do it for round 2. The standings as of now, Light has 3 wins from the pool, so he takes that winning of that pool. The way I'm working the bracket is I have to take the second place round, and unfortunately, the other 3 ended up being 1 and 2 the rest of the game here. So Light will take it home, and I'm going to have to do a playoff to see who gets in from those. We'll revisit that in just a minute here once we see how the rest of the tournament shakes out here. So moving on to Group 2, you'll remember in Group 2 we have JUSTKING, Legionite, Trimble, and Electric Super K. In our first match for Pool 2, we have Electric Super K on the left-hand side and JUSTKING on the right. Electric Super K looks like he has a solid kind of single-piece design, and JUSTKING has a little bit of a similar design to that. Doesn't look like either one of these guys have anything breaking off. JUSTKING kind of has a more of a almost a Pac-Man type maneuver with a nice. It kind of reminds me like a piranha plant or something like that, with a nice little magnet tongue at the front of it here. Should be pretty interesting. Let's get into our first battle of Group 2. So, Electric Super K and JUSTKING, let's see how they fare. Oh, and JUSTKING has a slow approach with that magnet on the front there and just kind of draws him at the last second, it looks like, and bounces him out. So, JUSTKING takes that first round. For match 2, we have Electric Super K back on the left-hand side, and on the right, we have Trimble, who has a very interesting kind of tentacle-like design on his ship. Looks like it's detachable. Should be these things flying out at him. We'll see how it fares against this bulky ram design from Electric Super K. Let's get going. So Trimble on the right, Electric Spark on the left. Oh, spreads all over the place. Now Trimble is dodging way off to the right there. Forces Electric Super K to dodge right through, and I don't know how much those little wing things did there, but it did seem to work, and he dodged out of the way just in time. So, good job, Trimble. Win for him. All right, so round 3 has JUSTKING back on the left-hand side here this time, and Trimble returning to the right. JUSTKING is a very similar design to Electric Super K for the most part, kind of just a ramming design, but with a lot more interesting things going on with the magnets on the front. We'll see how that fares against Trimble's magnets on the front as well, and his dodgy design here. All right, so JUSTKING and Trimble dodges the outside, and JUSTKING is actually held back for a moment by Trimble's shrapnel in the way there. JUSTKING falls out of the ring, and Trimble takes the win. Next up, we have JUSTKING back on the left for his final match of the pool, and the first appearance from Legionite on the right. Legionite's design was called Sumo Dodge 5 originally. It is a very dodgy, complex drone that Legionite's been known for on the Discord, for sure, with his previous Matador drone. This will be no different. Should be pretty interesting. Let's get into a match with JUSTKING and Legionite and see how they fare. All right, JUSTKING off, and Legionite just barely gets out of the way. Oh, we might have a stalemate here. Our first stalemate of the night. Legionite looks like he's got a little bit of bounce going on him still, though. He's getting a little bit of bounce every once in a while. When he gets that, I think when he gets that last sensor tripped, he might do a little bit of thrust. It looks like, are all of his rockets going right now? They are, I think. He has actually some jump thrusters on there that are not triggered at the moment. And I'm thinking he needs that last one to hit. So we're actually gonna have our first draw of the evening. Let's get replayed on that one. We can't have any draws here, so we'll just re-roll it and see if it fares any differently. If we do have a draw, I don't quite know what will end up being here, but we'll treat it as such. A no decision, perhaps. All right, same result as last time. JUSTKING just ties down Legionite, and they are at a stalemate, it looks like, unfortunately, here. So I think we're gonna have to call that one a draw for now. We'll see how the rest of the bracket shakes out here, and we'll revisit this if need be based on record later. All right, so Legion Knight and Just King forced to a draw on both their tries there. Now we'll get a chance to see how Trimble does against Legion Knight here, with Trimble's very minimalistic brain design here, and mostly just counting on the shrapnel pieces to force the enemy out. Legion Knight has a lot more AI going on with his main chunk here and a much more bulkier section with some chasing ability it has too, and tracking. So we'll see how that fares in the battle. Let's get on with our next match. So, Trimble versus Legion Knight. Ooh, Legion Knight's tied up and getting confused by the shrapnel. It looks like he's not pushing out his enemy. Meanwhile, Trimble's just dashing around and, oh, getting exploded along the way. He might get forced out here. We'll see. This isn't quite a draw just yet. I think Legion Knight might still pull this one off. He's got 13 seconds to do it, and Trimble is just dancing around, hitting him from behind. I don't think he's going to have enough force to knock him out. Trimble might force the draw here, though, with his dodginess. Oh, last second. Oh, at the last second, Legion Knight just clips him, forces Trimble out. That was a surprising end there, but Legion Knight did take home the win. So next up, we'll get to the final round of Pool 2 here. We have Legion Knight for his first and only chance on the left-hand side here versus Electric Super K from the right, doing their final match as well. Let's see how Legion Knight fares from the left-hand side. And they are off, and looks like Electric Super Spark is done for, just like that. Basically pushed himself out of the ring there. Very cool dodge design there. Kind of liked it. A lot of stuff going on there. Very neat. Okay, so Legion Knight gets the win there. So in Pool 2, we have Just King with 1 win and a tie, Legion Knight with 2 wins and a tie, Trimble with 2 wins, and Electric Super K with 3 losses, 0 wins. So what that means is that we will have Legion Knight as actually taking the winner of that bracket. Trimble will take 2nd place as Legion Knight was able to defeat Trimble in combat. So for Just King with 1 win and 1 tie, we might have to do a playoff for him later on to see where he stands. Maybe redo one of his matches or play him against one of the other people to see where you can final into the quarterfinal later on. So, but without further ado, let's get into Pool 3 here. For Group 3, you'll remember we have Silent Storm, Drag, Leo, and Hermias. For our first match of Pool 3, we will have Hermias facing off against Silent Storm. Hermias with a very 3-split design here. Silent Storm with a big, looks like a detachable ram on the front with a bunch of magnets attached to it. Should be a pretty interesting battle. Let's see how it fares for our first round. Here we go. Hermias versus Silent Storm. Who's gonna win? Oh, exploded off. The magnets just detached immediately. And it looks like Silent stayed right towards the middle there, and Hermias forced himself to the outside, forcing himself out of the ring. So that win is gonna go to Silent Storm, and we'll get into round 2 here. For match 2 of Pool 3, we have Hermias from the left-hand side once again, and our first look at Leo Sushi on YouTube. He has a ship that was named the Graviton Ram, and it is very interesting. It has a big detachable magnet on the front here, wall of magnets, a dodgeable middle section here, and a little bit of logic that will steer it towards the enemy in a very interesting way. Let's see how he fares against Hermias. So here we go with Leo versus Hermias. And big explosions. Oh, Hermias gets forced out at the last second, but Leo was almost right behind him. Another second of hanging on, and I think it would have been anybody's game there. But that is a win for Leo with some big explosive match there. Next up, we have Silent Storm from the left-hand side this time, facing off against Leo on the right. They both have pretty similar designs with the detachable frontal attack there. We'll see how they fare against each other. I anticipate a large explosion. Just calling that right now. Here we go. And oh, they get tied up here, and Leo is hunting down Silent Storm. Wow. Okay, so his targeting there seems to do those little like rabbit thrusts there once he picks up his target with that middle sensor. And he manages to force out Silent Storm, almost turns himself out. If Silent Storm had turned just a little bit there, it could have been anybody's game as well. But that win does go to Leo, and we'll bring Silent Storm back here in a minute for his final round. All right, so for Silent Storm's final battle, he has Drag, who has this interesting boxing glove spring design I got to see in previews here. It is very interesting. I can't wait to see how it performs against Silent Storm. We'll get into the match right now and see what happens with Drag and Silent Storm. So here we go, and Silent Storm's pushed out by Drag's kind of boxing glove chaos that he's doing there. His little attachable springs, I don't know if they're doing a whole lot. They are kind of dragging his ship around a little bit, but yeah, he has like 4 springs lined up there, just attaching, punching his enemies out of the ring. Very, very interesting design. That is a win for Drag. All right, we're back with Leo's Graviton Ram. And we have Drag back once more here on the right-hand side. Let's see how they fare in their second matches. Let's get out here. This will be the third match for Leo. And Drag forces him out. Oh! The spinningness from the getting around his own detachable piece there looks like it forced Leo out. That will be a win for Drag. And Drag will advance to his final match of the group. And we'll see how he faces off against Hermias. All right, so we have Drag on the left-hand side now for his first and only match there, and Hermias for his only match on the right. We'll see how these two fare against each other, and we'll be wrapping up Group 3 then. Pretty exciting. All right, so looks like Hermias detached and got forced out by, of course, Drag's punching bags there. A bit of explosions there from Hermias's rockets hitting him. But it was not enough to overcome, and Hermias kind of slid to the outside, getting himself pretty vulnerable against these punching gloves there. So for the final standings for Pool 3, we have Silent Storm with 1 win, 2 losses, Drag with 3 wins and 0 losses, Leo with 2 wins and 1 loss, and Hermias with 0 wins and 3 losses. So that means Drag will be the winner of the pool, Leo will come in second, and we'll have Silent Storm probably advancing to the next area, possibly. We have to face them off to see which of these third place finishers with the 1 and 2 record can advance. And Hermias, unfortunately, will be eliminated. Now, actually, because we're only eliminating 4, we need to figure out 2 people that can be eliminated from the contest here still. I'm going to have to do some makeup matches. I'm going to figure out what those are right now. And I'll bring back a couple of tiebreakers here in just a moment. All right, so what we have to do, because we only have a first place finisher inside of Pool 1, Group 1, we need to decide who wins second place, because that is the person that will be advancing to the bracketed tournament. So what I'm going to do here is to see how this shakes out. Now, I don't know if this will work or not, but what I'm going to do is, what we had was a 3-way tie. MC Boy could beat ISHIMINE, Coriolanus could beat MC Boy, and ISHIMINE could beat Coriolanus. So we had a 3-way rock, paper, scissors thing that we saw in the very first contest. What I'm going to do is I'm going to flip the guys around so they go the opposite way of the way they went the first time. They'll be doing MC Boy on the left instead of the right for Coriolanus, and vice versa. So first match we have is MC Boy on the left this time, Coriolanus on the right. We'll see how it fares. If it's any differently this time around, we'll see who wins. So let's get going. All right, so MC Boy from the right, or from the left rather, pushes himself out, and Coriolanus takes 1. And that is the exact same thing that we saw before. Coriolanus also beat MC Boy from the left-hand side, so no difference there. Next up, we'll have ISHIMINE on the left and MC Boy 04 on the right. Last time they met up, MC Boy 04 won this match. We'll see how he fares from the right-hand side versus left-hand side. We'll see if it makes a difference. So this time around, MC Boy on the right, looks like he dodged out of the way. ISHIMINE dodges out of the way, and ISHIMINE wins that round. That is the opposite decision as before. So ISHIMINE does win from the left, and MC Boy loses from the right, which is very interesting. Next up, we'll have one more match to figure out this whole rock, paper, scissors thing right now. All right, so this time we have ISHIMINE on the left facing off against Coriolanus on the right, the opposite of what happened before. Last time that ISHIMINE won this battle. We'll see if ISHIMINE can win this one too. If he does, then this really screws up my whole thing here again. We'll see what happens. So ISHIMINE is pushed off to the side, he's getting dragged around the ring. Coriolanus comes through but pushes himself out with his thrusters on the back there. ISHIMINE wins. So that is the same as before. ISHIMINE wins against Coriolanus. Well, let me do some tabulation to figure out what the results here actually will be then. All right, so to figure this out, this whole mess with the rock, paper, scissors situation here, what I did is just considering those 3 combatants in the previous pool and now the ancillary pool here, if I add the records together, what we have is that MC Boy is 1 and 4, Coriolanus is 2 and 3, and ISHIMINE is 3 and 2, which means ISHIMINE is the second place winner there, advancing as the 6th seed in the tournament. And then rounding out the tournament, we have the below. So looking at the tournament seeds, I have via coin flip, because they had the same record here. I had Drag as seed 1, Light as seed 2, with 3-0 records each. Next, we have Legionite as our third seed with the record of 2-0-1, with that tie on there, kind of set him off from the other two then. Next, in our 4 seed, we have Trimble, who is 2-1, taking the second place spot on his pool. Next, we have Leo, who is also 2-1, taking the second place spot in his pool, but coin flip there again determined the order for those two. Next up, we have ISHIMINE, taking the 6th seed as the second place winner from pool 1. Then we have our top records of the remainder. We have JUSTKING and Silent Storm as the 2 best records. So now that we have our seeds figured out, we'll move on to the bracket phase of the game here. We'll move on to our quarterfinal with Drag, our number 1 seed, facing off against the number 7 seed, JUSTKING. Normally, typically, you'd have the 8th seed against the 1 seed here, but because Drag and Silent Storm were in the same pool before, I didn't want to have to face them off against each other because Silent Storm's already proven they would lose to Drag before. So let's get into our first match here of game 1, Drag versus JUSTKING. For the quarterfinals, we'll be running this best 2 out of 3. If we get to a tiebreaker, we will make them switch sides. So if it has to, we're going to keep the setup exactly how it is right now for the first 2 rounds. The third round, we would switch. Let's get into it here and see how Drag does against JUSTKING. First round, Drag versus JUSTKING. JUSTKING hangs on for a second there, but it's slowly getting pushed out. Drag is battling back, and Drag pulls himself out of the ring just like that. Wow, JUSTKING takes the first round here. All right, so it's 1 for JUSTKING and 0 for Drag. Let's see what happens in the next battle here. Drag versus JUSTKING. So Drag is pushing JUSTKING out. Now it's 1-1, and as I said, if we go 1-1, we are going to make them switch sides. So we'll have JUSTKING back on the left and Drag over on the right. Okay, so for the final round of game 1 here, we have JUSTKING now on the left and Drag on the right. We'll see how this plays out. And they're off again. Drag is pushing him. Let's see. Oh, looks like JUSTKING is getting pushed out by Drag, who manages to hold on to the top spot there. So Drag is moving on to the next round. JUSTKING is eliminated. For game 2, we have the 4 seed Trimble and the 5 seed Leo facing off against each other. This should be a pretty interesting match. We've not seen these guys face before, as was designed in the bracket here. So we get to see new matchups, which is going to be fantastic and should give us a good idea who the real champion is here. So Trimble versus Leo, point 1. We'll see what happens here. Oh, Trimble gets the outside here. Leo is tracking. Looks like he is hung up on some shrapnel and forces himself out. Oh my god. Okay, so the tracking for Leo there hung him up on some shrapnel, got him chasing that down, and he didn't manage to dodge back to the center of the arena. Meanwhile, Trimble hangs on to the center here. We'll run that one again and see how it fares the second time around. So Trimble versus Leo, round 2. Trimble is off again once more, and it looks like Leo is forcing himself out once more. Oh, our first upset of the night. Leo is beaten by Trimble's design here. Trimble advances, and Leo is stuck. Sorry, Leo. Thank you for trying. It was a very cool design. I really liked it. Next up for game 3, we have Legionite, the 3 seed, versus ISHIMINE, the 6 seed. We'll see how this fares, how the lightweight design does with the Legionite tracking abilities here. Let's get into it here. So ISHIMINE is off, and ISHIMINE just kind of dies in the water here as soon as they release. Now, Legionite is searching around for a target, but oh, look at that. A little rocket pushed Legionite back into the ring. Oh my god. Okay, so I have a feeling had ISHIMINE just stayed right there, it would have been a draw, but little rocket-powered boost forced ISHIMINE back into the danger zone, and Legionite gets the first point. We'll do another round here and see how it fares in round 2. Legionite versus ISHIMINE, round 2. Here we go. Legionite is spinning and tracking. ISHIMINE is just sitting there. Let's see if we have a similar thing to last time. This could be a draw unless something drastic happens. Looks like Legionite is not. What little move from a little move from ISHIMINE forces ISHIMINE back into the center. Oh my god. It could have been a draw there, but ISHIMINE is forced in by their own rockets, triggering at some point there and forcing it back into the danger zone, where Legionite picks it up and shoves it straight out of the ring. Very cool design from Legionite. Can't wait to see it advance on to the semifinal round here. All right, so for game 4 of the quarterfinals, we have Silent Storm on the left and Light on the right. Should be a fun matchup. Let's see how these guys play out here. Silent Storm is pushed back immediately by Light's gigantic magnetic ram. And we'll see if it fares any differently on the second round here. Light has been very good from this side. It was luck of the draw that he ended up there, really. So that is what happens sometimes. Now, let's see what happens. And, oh, same thing as before. Light and Silent Storm face off in the middle there. But Silent Storm gets sucked in by Light's magnets and shoved out. So, looks like Light is advancing to the semifinals. All right, we're into the semifinals now. This will also be best 2 out of 3. As I said before, we'll be switching sides of the arena once we get to a 1-1 record. Let's see how Drag does against Trimble. Drag being 4-0 right now in the tournament, and Trimble only 3-1. A very strong showing from both of them. Let's see how it ends up being here. Now we have not seen these two face off before. Drag was in pool 3 and Legionite was in pool 2. So this is their first meeting. Perfect time to see who really fares and who is the best of the best of the best. Let's get into it here. So Trimble bounces to the outside here and is dashing around right behind Drag, and Drag gets dragged out. Trimble wins the first round here. Okay, so we get Trimble with our first upset against the 1 seed here. We'll see what happens with the second match here. Trimble versus Drag. Here we go. So we could be looking at our very first upset here. Oh, looks like Trimble scooches to the outside here. Trimble is chasing and Drag gets dragged out. Oh my god, that is a huge, huge, huge upset. Wow, that is amazing. So, Trimble upsetting the 1 seed travels on to the final game here. This could be very interesting at the end here. It does set up a potential for a previous pool to meet up against itself if Legionite managed to advance to the final round here. It could be a rematch of Trimble and Legionite. Speaking of the devil, we have Legionite, the 3 seed, facing off against Light, the 2 seed. This is going to be quite the matchup. Light is showing 4-0 for the tournament so far, and Legionite is just 3-0-1. This is going to be quite the matchup. We'll see who hangs on and who advances to the final here right now with our first round of Game 6. Here we go, and Light is off, and Legionite is spinning to the middle here. I think Legionite might have the advantage here with its tracking abilities. It kind of just follows around until it catches somebody. It really... Oh man, it looks like Light is out of fuel here now too. It is Legionite's to take hold. Oh my god, oh, Legionite almost forced himself out. This is quite the match here. Oh, there it is. Legionite sees his target, and Legionite forces Light out, but it was nearly a hair's breadth away from Legionite itself forcing him out. That was really close, but I love Legionite's design. Fantastic tracking abilities of it. When it picks up its target, it just attacks. We'll see if Legionite can pull it off again here in the second round. That was a very close one, though. Light or Legionite here. It is really anybody's game. So, second round here. Oh, look at that. Light sticks him. Light sticks Legionite with the magnets and forces him out in a spiral pattern. That was fantastic. Just a little too slow on the out fly there. That means it forces it to 1-1, and as I said, we are switching sides when that happens. So Light is going to move to the left, Legionite back on the right to keep things nice and fair. All right, so Legionite Sumo Dodge is now on the right-hand side, and Light is on the left-hand side. Let's see if this shakeup manages to change things at all. We're 1-1 here. This is going to decide who is managing to go to the finals here. Pretty exciting. Let's see what happens. Legionite fires off and gets a hold of Legionite. Oh my god, and Legionite is dancing around. Oh, but just bumps Light at the last second. Legionite upsets the 2 seed and advances to the finals. Wow, that is fantastic. So we have Trimble and Legionite facing off in the finals, and as I said, this is a matchup we have actually seen before. We'll see if Legionite can fare differently in this next round here, though. All right, this is it, folks. The main event, we have Trimble versus Legionite. Trimble's only loss in the preliminary round came at the hands of Legionite. So he's looking for a little redemption here. This time around, though, we'll be playing it from both sides. We're going to be doing a 6-game set. That means we're going to be playing 1 game on one side, switching, playing 2 games on the other side, switching back and forth quite a bit to make it nice and fair. And then the winner must win by 2 games in order to be declared the champion. We'll do this as long as it takes to declare a true champion until we see one person pulling ahead here. So let's get into the first game of the set. We have Trimble on the left this time, coming in as a 4 seed against Legionite on the right, coming as a 3 seed. Wow, a 3 and 4 seed at the championship. You don't see that too often, but it is anybody's game right now, I think. We'll see what happens with Legionite and Trimble once more here. So here we go. First round, we'll see what happens. Previously, I'm not too sure which side Legionite was on. Oh, that Legionite gets foiled by Trimble's shrapnel design he has going on right now. The tracking from Legionite just cannot keep up with it. So that is a switch sides, though. Legionite loses the first round, and Trimble takes the win. Switching sides around now, as would only be fair, we're going to run the next 2 matches from this configuration, Legionite on the left and Trimble on the right. We'll see how much a difference it makes, or if Trimble will go up to an early lead here. We'll see what happens. So, game 2, we have, oh, this time Trimble is getting pushed out by Legionite. Legionite managed to get around the arms coming off of Trimble and is not fooled by it this time. Trimble looks like he got stuck in his own little shrapnel there and got pushed out by Legionite circling back around. Pretty fantastic. So this is really anybody's game now. We have 1 win and 1 loss for each of them. This is going to shape up to be quite something else here. All right. Third game here. Oh, looks like Trimble is going to take that one as he stays towards the center. Trimble wins, and Legionite gets bounced around by the shrapnel and forced out. This is quite the matchup, guys. This is as close as you can have it. You have both of them winning from each side. Little variations in the physics taking hold depending on what happens with some jiggle someplace in the universe. Trimble wins from the left and the right so far. And that was our third match, so we will switch sides now. All right, next up we have Trimble back on the left and Legionite back on the right. We'll see how this matchup fares. Looks like Legionite managed to bounce through the shrapnel and force Trimble out. Oh my gosh, so it really depends on how those bonds hold. If Trimble's little enveloping tentacles hold on to Legionite, he is done for because he'll force himself out when his sensors trigger. But if Trimble's little arms break, Legionite's free to attack and usually will catch Trimble on the side there. Let's see how it fares in the next round here. That is 2-2 right now. No clear winner. This could go on all night. Next up, we have Legionite once more, and looks like he is caught in the shrapnel a little bit, but he's not fooled this time. He's tracking for Trimble, but Trimble forces himself out because he does not look like he has much control there as far as shutting off his engines when he gets too far to the edge or too far to the outside of gravity there. So Legionite takes a lead here now. It is now time to switch sides once more. We'll go back to the original configuration. Legionite back on the left and Trimble back on the right. Switching sides once more, we have Legionite and Trimble on the left and right respectively here. We'll see how it fares this time. We'll see if anybody is getting to be a clear winner this time around here. Looks like Legionite holds on to the middle, but Trimble once again forced out. It looks like his own magnet dragged him out there at the very end. I don't think Legionite has any magnets on him, so that was the magnet holding him all together there, just slowly pulling Trimble out along with it. That is fantastic. Oh my god. It seems like a time and again here. Now we have a lead for Legionite. Trimble will need to bounce back here if he wants to maintain this competition here. So, 4th, 5th round, 6th round, what are we on now? Oh, looks like Trimble gets forced out once again. Legionite managed to hold on to all that shrapnel. The magnet's holding it all together, and Trimble just going along with it with his thruster still going. Wow. All right, so this is match point 4. Are switching back now because we have 7. This is game 7. So we're switching back once more. Trimble is back over here for what could be match point. We'll see what happens. All right, we're at set point here. Trimble is now back on the left because we are at game 7, and Legionite is back on the right. We'll see how this one shakes out. Legionite looking for the victory here. Let's see how it goes. Trimble's got to hold on if he wants to win this one. And here we go. So, Trimble off to the side here. Looks like Legionite is fooled, but oh my god, Trimble, his dashing there, he's not really controlled. Lack of control as far as his drone brain goes there. Getting pushed to the outside by some of his own shrapnel, and then his rocket is not shutting off in time to pull himself back. So that means Legionite has been declared our winner with a final set score of 6-2. Well done, Legionite. That was quite impressive. Thank you guys so much for checking out this competition and to all the entries. There was some amazing stuff here that I saw, and I'm so impressed with everything you guys do. You guys do stuff I cannot even dream of. The stuff you come up with here is fantastic. Stay tuned to the channel. Subscribe if you're new to the channel. I would appreciate you guys sticking around. I'll be doing more Nimbatus stuff as we go here. As the game updates, I'll be doing videos. And I do have at least one more key to give away. Maybe more after that too. So I'm going to be doing a third round of the contest. Anybody who entered in this one, even those who won, are welcome to enter again. That's going to do it for this sumo contest. Thank you guys again so much for watching. Leave a like if you did enjoy this video, and I'll see you guys back next time for more. Have a good night.